When you're pursuing something you're truly passionate about, such as becoming a professional artist, the initial excitement and motivation to make progress can be incredibly strong. You might spend hours researching art programs, sketching new ideas, and planning your portfolio. But then, as the deadline approaches, a sudden sense of procrastination and self-doubt can creep in, making it hard to stay on track. You may wonder, why does motivation feel so fleeting, especially when this dream is something I've wanted for so long? Motivation is a powerful, yet elusive force that shapes our behavior and drives us to pursue our goals. Psychologists define motivation as the desire or drive to initiate and maintain a particular behavior. Essentially, it's the energy that pushes us to act, whether it's towards something we find exciting, meaningful, or rewarding. However, this drive isn't always straightforward. It can be influenced by many factors, and understanding where your motivation comes from can help you keep it alive and active. There are two primary types of motivation: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation is driven by the enjoyment or satisfaction you get from the activity itself. For example, think about playing your favorite video game. The joy comes from immersing yourself in the experience, not from any external rewards. Similarly, when you're painting or sketching for the sheer pleasure of it, you're tapping into intrinsic motivation. This is the kind of motivation that keeps you engaged in an activity even when no external rewards are in sight, and it's the type of motivation that is most sustainable in the long run. On the other hand, extrinsic motivation involves doing something for an external outcome or reward. This could be a financial gain, recognition, or approval from others. For instance, you might find it hard to go to the dentist, but the motivation to keep your teeth clean and healthy pushes you to endure the appointment. Or, if you're working toward a specific career goal, like submitting your art portfolio for an art program, extrinsic motivation may come in the form of receiving a scholarship, praise from a mentor, or the potential job opportunities after you graduate. But here's the catch. While external rewards like money, praise, or status may seem compelling at first, they don't always guarantee long-term motivation. Studies show that when you focus too heavily on the outcomes, such as completing a New Year's resolution to lose weight just to look better or win a competition, you may struggle to maintain your commitment. In fact, research has shown that people who enjoy the process of working towards their goals, rather than just fixating on the result, are more likely to stick with them. For example, if you enjoy the act of painting itself, whether it's creating your portfolio or just experimenting with colors, you're more likely to continue even when there are setbacks. Research consistently points to the power of intrinsic motivation as the key to long-term persistence. In fact, people who are intrinsically motivated tend to perform better and stay more engaged with their goals. Intrinsic motivation is what gets you through those challenging moments when you don't see an immediate payoff, when you keep working on your art, even if you're not sure whether you'll be accepted into a program or get any recognition. If you genuinely enjoy painting, that passion is what will drive you to continue, even when things get tough. However, it's important to note that motivation is not always purely intrinsic or extrinsic. Many times, tasks require a combination of both. Take studying for an exam, for instance. If you're curious about a topic, say, the history of ancient Egypt, there's an element of intrinsic motivation at play. But let's be honest, there's probably also an extrinsic motivator, the desire to get a good grade. This dual type can help push you towards success, but it can also create challenges. Sometimes, too much of one motivation can backfire. The over-justification effect, as it's called, shows that when you combine intrinsic motivation with too many extrinsic rewards, it can dilute your enthusiasm for the task. For example, if you love to paint simply because it's fun and fulfilling, but then start focusing only on the outcome, like waiting for praise or a reward, your intrinsic motivation might start to diminish. As a result, you may find it harder to stay motivated in the long run. However, if you're dealing with an activity that you find dull or tedious, like doing laundry or paperwork, extrinsic motivation can help you push through. The promise of a reward, such as watching your favorite TV show afterward or getting praise from a loved one, can make the task feel more manageable. For these types of tasks, external rewards can provide the extra push you need to get things done. Motivation is complex, and sometimes, even when you're deeply passionate about a goal or dream, finding the motivation to act can be difficult. It's natural to experience periods of low motivation, especially when a task feels overwhelming or when there's a lot of pressure involved. But the good news is, there are ways to enhance your motivation and push through those tough moments. One way to do this is by boosting your intrinsic motivation, making the activity more fun, enjoyable, or meaningful in the present moment. Whether it's by inviting a friend to join you in your artistic journey, playing music while you work, or even rewarding yourself after each milestone, small changes in your environment can make a big difference in how motivated you feel. Ultimately, the key to maintaining motivation is to tap into both your intrinsic and extrinsic drives in a balanced way. Focus on the parts of your goals that excite you the most, and create systems that help you stay engaged. By making the process enjoyable and rewarding in itself, you'll have the energy to push through the difficult times and reach your aspirations. So, if you're struggling to find the motivation to submit your art portfolio, remember that it's okay to take small steps, refocus on what you love about the process, and gradually build your intrinsic drive. Whether you're painting, drawing, or creating in another way, find the joy in the act of doing it. The motivation to pursue your passion is within you. It just takes a little adjustment to unlock it. As you navigate the exciting yet challenging path toward becoming a professional artist, it's essential to understand that motivation is not always a constant force. At the outset, when you're energized by your passion for art, motivation may feel like a surge of unstoppable energy. You're driven to learn, create, and explore, spending countless hours sketching, researching, and refining your craft. But as deadlines loom, self-doubt can creep in, and the initial fire that fueled your enthusiasm may seem to flicker. You might find yourself asking, why does motivation feel so fleeting? This shift in energy is normal. Motivation, as powerful and essential as it is, doesn't always follow a straight path. It ebbs and flows, influenced by factors like stress, distraction, and pressure. The key to overcoming those moments of doubt is recognizing that both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation play a vital role in keeping you on track. Intrinsic motivation, the pure joy and satisfaction you derive from the act of creating, is often the most sustainable form of drive. When you can tap into the love you have for the creative process itself, the external pressures become less daunting. Your passion for painting or sketching isn't solely dependent on whether or not you get accepted into a program or receive praise. It comes from the fulfillment you get from the process of creation. This is what carries you through difficult times, especially when immediate rewards or results aren't visible. However, extrinsic motivation, whether it's recognition, financial gain, or career advancement, also has its place. While it might not fuel you on a day-to-day basis in the same way that intrinsic motivation does, it can provide an important boost during moments of struggle. External rewards can serve as milestones, reminding you why you've chosen this path and encouraging you to keep going. But it's crucial not to let the pursuit of these external rewards overshadow your love for the process itself. If you allow external validation to become your primary focus, you may find yourself feeling disconnected from the joy of creation. This is where balance becomes essential. There will be moments when motivation wanes. It's a natural part of the journey, especially when the stakes feel high. But that doesn't mean you should give up. Instead, it's an invitation to reconnect with your intrinsic drive. Remember why you started, why you love the act of creating art in the first place. Make the process fun and engaging again. Invite a friend to join you, listen to music while you work, or set small rewards for yourself as you achieve milestones along the way. These small adjustments can reignite your motivation and help you push through those moments of doubt. Ultimately, the secret to sustaining your motivation lies in finding a balance between intrinsic and extrinsic drives. When you focus on the aspects of your goal that excite and inspire you, while also setting achievable external milestones, you create a system that supports both long-term engagement and tangible progress. Motivation may fluctuate, but with the right tools and mindset, you can ensure that it remains a constant companion on your path to success. So, if you're feeling stuck or uncertain about submitting your art portfolio, take a step back and refocus on what you love about the process of creation. Trust that your passion for your craft is more than enough to carry you forward. The motivation you need is within you, It just requires a little realignment. Keep your focus on the joy of creating, and the results, whether they be recognition, success, or personal growth, will follow. With patience, perseverance, and a balanced approach to motivation, you'll reach your artistic goals and beyond.